Hello, this is Mohatma Islam. So I'll be demoing single sign-in system. So over here is my trusted authority. So I'm going to set the IP address and the port number. So 192.168.1.143. Then I'm going to set the port number, that's 5555. Then on the client side, I'm going to put the trusted authorities IP address, that's 192.168.1.143. Then I'm going to set the port number, that's 5555. So now it's connected to trusted authority. So we have three options. First one is new user, second one is existing user, and third is exit. So I'm going to choose the first option, and over here I need to put the username. So I'll put Mohatma. Then I'm going to put the password, that's test1. So when I press enter, it's going to pass the value to the trusted authority. So now it has passed the value from the trusted authority, and it has stored the trusted authority's credential and is sending a signal to the client that it has successfully created a new user account. So over here, when I go to trusted authority, we can see that when creating a new user account, it has created a private key for new user. Then it has also created a public key for new user. Then it has its own public key and private key that's reading from TA e keystore.txt and TA_d keystore.txt file. Then it has then it gets the time, local system time, that's now is 21:15, and today's date, that's 27/9/2020. Then it receives the username, that's Mohatma, and it also receives the password, test1. Now it's going to repeat the password until it's 16 character, and if more than 16 character, it's going to discard the extra characters. Now it's stating that RSA certificate schema will be generated for username, user, public key, and current time. So this is the plain text that will be used in the cert I. So this is the cert I, and this is after signer has been used, and it has also, and hex encoded has been used for better readability. So this is the hex encoded signer value. Over here we can see that AES will be generated on user's password and user's private key. So this is the plain text before AES encryption, and this is the AES is hex encoded. This one is after AES has been implemented on user's password and private key. So this is the AES value. Then it's going to use the SHA-1 hash on the password. So this is the plain text of password, and this is after SHA-1 hash has been used. Now it's stating that all the values will be stored in the keystore_user.txt file. Now it's stating the stored username, SHA-1 hash, password, public key of user, AES value, and RSA signature in the file successfully. If existing user wants to log into the system, so they need to press option 2, then put the username as Mohatma and password, that's test1. So when they press enter, it's going to log into the system. So over here we can see that SHA-1 has been used on the password. So this SHA-1 will be passed this username and the SHA-1 will be passed over to the trusted authority to search the file where user credentials has been stored. So from the file we can see it has gotten the name, username, then it has also gotten the AES value and the certificate and the public key of user and the trusted service public key. Then it's going to do the AES decryption on the AES that we have received. So over here we can see the password that was used previously when signing up for the new user. So, and this is the private key of the user. Over here we have two options, either to connect to server 1 or server 2 or press 0. So if we press 1, then we need to put the server 1 IP address. So server 1 is already running in the background. So this is the server 1. So it has its own IP address and port number. So 192.168.160.1. So I'm going to put the same IP address in here. So that's 192.168.163.1. I'm going to set the port number of the service 1 IP address. That's 1111. So now it's connected to the server 1. So I'll go over one by one. So after the new connection has been established, so this message will come and it will show that it has received nonce from server 1 and is sending the RSA sign 1 to the server 1 and also the certificate sign 1. So in this client side, this sign I will be generated. And inside the sign I, we have username and the nonce value that has been received from server 1. So it's sending the sign I and certificate I to server 1. It has sent. Now it has received the file data from server 1. So this is a file data, hello from server 1. If you're seeing this text, that means you are currently connected to server 1. So now user has the menu option again. So if I create a new user again, let's say Ratu. So Ratu. Then the password is test2. And press enter. It's going to create the new user with the password. So when I sign into the system, this so Ratu test2. So when I press enter, it's going to log into the system and it's going to ask which server I want to connect. So this time I'm going to connect to server 2. So option 2. So for server 2 is the IP address is different. So it's 192.168.248.1 and the port number is 2222. So put the same port number, IP address and port number. So 192.168.248.1. Then the port number, that's 2222. Now it's connected to server 2. So it's the same process, the connection and the nonce value receipt. Then it's going to create the sign I and it's going to send the sign I and certificate to server 2, and it has also received the file data from server 2. So hello, so this is a file data hello from server 2. If you're seeing this text, that means you're currently connected to server 2. So over here, if we go here, we can see that when new connection has been established, this is when Mohatma connected to server 1. So we can see like public key of trusted authority from client has been received, and the public key of user from client has been received. Then it has created the nonce value, and this is the hex encoded nonce value which will be sent over to the client. Then it has received the sign-in from client, and it has also received the certificate from client. So over here we can see AES decryption has been done for sign-in and certificate I. So this decryption is using a public key, this certificate I. So this is after decryption has been made. So we can see the plain text Mohatma and the public key of user and the time when the user was created. So this is Mohatma and the time 21:05. Then we can see that is extracting the time and the date and the name separately for verification purpose. So it has, then it's going to decrypt the sign-in, and it's also going to do the extraction here also. So Mohatma and the nonce value. Then it's going to do the verification if both this username and this username matches from both sign-in and certificate I, and the nonce value that was created previously in the server 1, and the time when it was created. So it has done the verification, so we can see the username and nonce value match. Then it's going to show who is currently connected to server 1. We can see Mohatma and the time this account was created. So over here on the server 2, we can see the same process. The receiver of public key of trusted authority and public key of user, and the nonce value that was sent to client. So receiving sign-in and certificate I, and decryption process here. Then the extraction. Over here we can see that Ratul has logged into the system, and this is his nonce value, and this is the time when Ratul's account was created. Now it's going to match, do the verification, and it has found like username and nonce value is match. It's going to say this user is connected to server 2, so for server 2 is Ratul, and the time and date the account was created. So this is Mohatma and Ratul. So if I press 3, it's going to exit from the system. So it has exited from the all system. Thank you.